Happy Friday. We are getting so close to the baseball postseason. Let's keep grinding. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back into another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and it is Friday, baby, September 8th. Man, we got a lot to be thankful for in the sports world, that is for sure. Before we start out with anything, be sure to go check out that NFL Week 1 Best Bets video. We give you trends, some rushing and passing matchups, all that kind of stuff. It's a lot of fun. We have a head-to-head battle that has a $40 giveaway. So go check out that, leave a comment, and try to win some money this week. But like I said, guys, we got NFL Week 1. The Lions just beat the Chiefs. Week 1 is here. We got college football week 2 coming up. We have MLB postseason around the corner. NBA season is only about a month and a half away. Guys, this is bonkers. This is a great time of the year if you are a sports fan, that's for sure. Also another reminder, NFL player props video will be coming out late Friday night, early Saturday morning. We crushed it on some NFL player props last year, so hopefully we keep that rolling. So be sure to stay tuned for that. We are so close to 6,000 subscribers. I cannot even believe it. Seriously, like I get to talk sports and grow this community, and I'm humbled and I'm so excited to be doing this every day. So thank you guys for making this fun, and let's just keep grinding. So in this video, for those of you that watch, you know we got big shows on Friday. That's right. The good hitter matchups, who's on fire, hitters in the last 15 days, good pitcher strikeout matchups, the pitcher report, best bets, if that's what you even call it now. I'm pretty much like 500 the last few weeks. And the Friday parlay. That's right. We didn't have a Friday show last week, so we are now back to that Friday parlay. So let's get right into it. And it starts with that bets recap page. All right, a ho hum 1-in-1 day. Mookie bets over 1.5 bases. Holy freaking crap. How about walking twice, getting hit by a pitch, and then getting pitch hit for in the ninth inning because they were up 10-0? I don't know what to say, guys. There's nothing we can do to control that. He did get a single in one of his only chances to get a hit. So that was a loss, one base short. Max Fried to record a win. That was a nice one. It was tied for a while, and then the Braves pulled away in the middle innings, and they did not relinquish the lead, so he got the win in that game. 1-in-1 day. I'm just sick of them. I'm over the 1-in-1, the 2-and-2s. We are due for a freaking sweep or hitting a Friday parlay. So let's see if we can do that today. And before we get into the good hitter matchups, we got to talk about that great sponsor we have with OddsJam. All right, it is the busiest time of the sports season. If you are not signed up with OddsJam, guys, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, there is so much research help there. I am going to give you their 3 best bets for NFL Week 1 with using their positive EV, which is expected value. We're going to give that out in the Friday night player prop video for the NFL. So stay tuned for that. But they got Fantasy Optimizer, the EV screens for money line, over-unders, whatever it is you want, they have it. And it's a very user-friendly website. You want to check all the odds across all different sports books. I mean, guys, there is so much you can do with it. And all you have to do is use the promo code JABO, and you get 25% off. I know a lot of you have already signed up, and I've heard great things about it from you guys, and it's helping me a lot. So be sure to go sign up if you haven't already. At least just go get a free trial, see if you like it, and you can do that just by using your email. So that's what we got. Go check out OddsJam. We will have those best bets for Week 1 in the Friday night video. All right, back to baseball. Let's get to the good hitter matchups. All right, it is time to talk some bats on a full slate of games that we have for you for Friday, September 18th. We got 11 good hitter matchups. Let's go check them out. There it is, guys. We start out with a couple of Houston Astros hitters against Blake Snell, the leading Cy Young candidate right now, which, by the way, I did give him out as a Cy Young winner bet for the midseason MLB video that we did. So hopefully you guys checked that out and got that bet in. But the Astros are just sizzling hot right now lately. They just crushed the Texas Rangers pitchers. Holy crap. But yeah, Bregman and Altuve. How about Altuve having 4 bombs off of Snell? That is pretty impressive there. Other than that, there's not a ton of guys with power other than Ramon Laureano. Of course, that's a huge one, right? For the Guardians, 6 for 15, 2 doubles, and 3 bombs versus Griffin Canning, who's actually throwing the ball pretty well. Devers, only 1 double, but still 6 for 13 is pretty impressive against Kyle Bradish. And then other than that, it's kind of just some players that we don't see a lot other than Austin Riley. 4 for 10 with a triple versus Mitch Keller. So take a screenshot, get some freaking winners on a Friday. Go get some hitter parlays or whatever it is that you guys do. So that's the hitter matchups. Now, baby, get those s'mores ready. It's time for Who's on Fire. All right, here it is, the Friday edition of Who's on Fire. These are the hitters on fire in the last 15 days. As you can see, it's a minimum of 35 at bats and a 350 batting average or higher. If you are new to the channel, we do this every Monday and Friday. It really helps some people out with some hitter parlays and whatever else is you want to use. So it's always nice to catch some hitters on hot streaks. But let's look at page one. If it's in the green, that means they are the leader in the clubhouse. That's right, Luis Rengifo for the Angels. Who had that? Hitting 446, 5 bombs, and 14 ribbies. We've been talking about him a lot lately. He's just catching fire. That's all there is to say about it. So, speaking of that, Teoscar Hernandez of the Mariners, 6 bombs, 17 ribbies, not too shabby. Same numbers for Anthony Santander of the Orioles, 6 bombs with 17 ribbies at a 362 average. Both just absolutely crushing the ball in the last 15 days. But other than that, Bregman's been catching fire after kind of a ho-hum, slow year for him. We've talked about Seiya Suzuki before. Michael Harris, the 9 hitter for the Braves, who seems to show up on here a lot. And then I think it's just pretty much all the Astros players with how they've been playing. Yordan Alvarez, 4 bombs, 380 average. So not too shabby. That's page one, though. Take a screenshot. Let's go check out page two now. And there he is, Mr. Trey Turner. 8 bombs and 19 ribbies, leading the major leagues in the last 15 days. I don't know how he has so much power. Seriously. He's just a small little dude, and he sometimes somehow just figures out ways to hit bombs. But other than that, not a ton of surprises. We haven't seen Yohan Moncada on this list, I don't think, all season long, but he is hitting 425 with 3 bombs and 9 ribbies. That is not too shabby at all. And then Marcell Ozuna, he's just a beast. Cal Raleigh's been hitting the ball well for the Mariners, as have a lot of Mariner hitters. And then Jordan Walker of the Cardinals. Even though the Cardinals' season is over, 421 average for the rookie. He's starting to really pick it up. He is going to be a special player out there in St. Louis. And then we've talked about Davis Schneider before for the Blue Jays. Kind of a nice spark plug, getting 404 bombs in the last 15 days. So that's the second page. That's what we got for the hitters on fire in the last 15 days. Hopefully this helps you throughout the weekend, and then we'll do another one for Monday. But that is the Who's on Fire, and now it's time for the good pitcher strikeout matchups. All right, it's time to talk some arms. We have 3 good pitcher strikeout matchups for you today, and it starts with Taj Mahal Bradley versus the Mariners. Mariners, 10th highest K percentage versus righties in the last 30 days at 23.8%. That's actually an improvement based on where they've been most of the year. Bradley, 106 Ks in 79.2 innings. He's had 1 start since he's gotten called back up, and he had 7 Ks versus the Guardians, which is impressive because the Guardians don't strike out a ton. The next one, Koda Senga of the Mets versus the Twins. Twins, they've been up here all freaking season long. 4th highest strikeout percentage versus righties in the last 30 days at 26%. Senga, 176 Ks in 143.1 innings. In his last 2 games, he has 10 and 12 strikeouts versus teams that are very similar to the Twins in the Mariners and the Angels. So just want to point that out. The last one, Kyle Harrison. I think he's one of the top prospects for the Giants. He's pitched pretty well so far in the majors versus the Rockies. Rockies, 8th highest K percentage versus lefties in the last 30 days. Harrison, 21 Ks in 15.1 innings. It's a small sample size, but he's been pitching well, and he's got a great matchup, so we had to mention it. But that takes care of the good pitcher strikeout matchups, and now it is time for the pitcher report. All right, here it is, the first 8 matchups of Friday's slate of games. We got an interesting one right off the bat. Zach Gallen. It's hard to know what to expect from him. He has the ability to just absolutely dominate any team. But lately, he's kind of been getting hit around a little bit. Now his expected ERA is right around 4. Still striking out hitters, but now giving up 9.1 hits per 9 innings. So we'll see how he does. He's been better at home pretty much the entire season. So that's a good matchup with Jameson Taillon, who's been pretty good in Wrigley Field as well. So George Kirby, Taj Bradley is a good matchup. Low over-under in that one for a reason. Kirby's been struggling a little bit more lately than he was, but how about a 2.2% walk rate, guys? That's unheard of, and we're going to talk about that later, that's for sure. Other than that, Sheehan, a young pitcher for the Dodgers, going up against Mackenzie Gore. That's not a bad little matchup, but the Dodgers do hit lefties well, so that should be interesting. Yuri Perez of the Marlins, he's been looking really good. That tall pitcher, tall young prospect. He's just been really good since his second call up. 2.86 ERA, 30% K rate, just not too shabby at all. Other than that, Severino's kind of righted the ship a little bit when he used to be absolutely awful, but so he's a little better in those numbers right there. But I don't know if you'd put a lot of trust in him. Other than that, you got Andrew Abbott of the Cincinnati Reds. He started out hot. He's kind of come back down to earth a little bit, as you can see by his 3.82 expected ERA, about an average whip, a little bit better, still striking out some hitters, and about average control with his walks. So, anyways, that's the first 8 matchups. Let's go check out the next 7 matchups. The interesting one on this one is Blake Snell versus Hunter Brown. The Astros are on absolute fire, and now they play against the Cy Young Award leader in the clubhouse right now, Blake Snell. So that should be interesting to see what gives. Snell's not going to want to use that 13.8% walk percentage much against this Astros lineup, that's for sure. And they hit lefties well. So, biggest mismatch, I mean, probably Kodai Senga and Dallas Keuchel. How about that one? Keuchel is doing okay since he's now pitching for the Twins, but I mean, we all know he's not good. Look at his K rate, 8.6% to Senga's 29.3. I think the Mets have a good advantage there in that matchup. And then Block hasn't been too bad since he became a starter for the Rockies. And Harrison, we've already talked about, he's been pretty good in a short 15.1 inning sample size. So that's what we got going on. Those are the last 7 matchups. Take some screenshots. Go get some winners on K props, walk props, first 5 innings, whatever it is you want to do. Hopefully this helps you. So that's the pitcher report. And now it is time for the best bets. All right, bet number 1 is a pitcher prop parlay. Here we go. We got George Kirby under 1.5 walks and Ty Block over 14.5 outs recorded at plus 118 on DraftKings. All right, here we go, guys. George Kirby under 1.5 walks. I don't even know why this isn't set at a half a walk. This guy is just putting up historic numbers in Major League Baseball when it comes to walks. He now has 0 walks in his last 5 starts, which is 30.2 innings. He has gone under 1.5 walks in 18 of his 20 starts. Have I mentioned he has a 2.2% walk rate? It's just absolutely bonkers what he is doing. He has unbelievable control of his pitches. So I love Kirby to go under. It's really just to reduce the juice of this next one because Kirby should be a shoe-in. Knock on wood. We'll see what happens. But next one, Ty Block of the Rockies, over 14.5 outs recorded. So if you do the math, that is 5 innings or more he has to pitch, okay? He has done this in 4 of his 6 starts. He wasn't throwing many innings, and then they finally stretched him out, gave him starts, and he's gone over in 4 of those 6. In one of them, he only missed by 1 out. So he's 1 out away from hitting this in 5 of the last 6. He has a low 6.4% walk rate, which is good because walks and bad control can build up that pitch count and get you out of the game earlier. He went versus, here's the teams that he's faced, by the way, where he went 5 or more innings: Toronto, Baltimore, the Dodgers, and the D-backs. Those are all 4 much better offenses than who he is about to face, which is the Giants. 18th WRC plus and 18th batting average versus lefties in the last 30 days. I don't see how he doesn't go get 15 outs. It's a little juice. I think it's minus 170. That's why I joined it with Kirby, which was like minus 250 or something. So put these two together, you get plus 118. Let's hit a winner. Now let's move on to bet number 2. All right, game number 2 takes us out to Boston, Massachusetts, and I got some fun facts for you. Here we go. The first chocolate factory in the US of A was in Boston, and it wasn't by Willy Wonka. The next one, Boston built America's first subway in 1897. Pretty impressive. Now back to baseball. The Red Sox are hosting the Orioles. Orioles moneyline minus 118. Red Sox moneyline plus 100. Over-under of 10 runs. Deep breath. I am taking a team that has absolutely screwed me all season long, and my co-host Ryan has warned me about taking this team, but I still did it. The Orioles money line is my best bet in this game. There's just great value. I just got to go back to him. Here we go. Kyle Bradish is on the mound. He's been freaking consistent this year, guys. If you haven't followed him, a 3.03 ERA. He's an elite ground ball pitcher at almost 53% ground balls, and he's in the 90th percentile in home runs per 9 innings. He does not give up many home runs, which makes sense because he gives up a lot of ground balls. It's really hard to hit a home run if the guys are hitting it on the ground. Now, 2 or less earned runs in 5 straight starts, and 2 or less earned runs in 12 of his last 14 starts. That is pretty impressive, guys. He's been just solid as can be. Also, in his last 5 starts, the Orioles have won all 5 starts. Now, he's facing Tanner Houck, no idea, however you want to pronounce his last name. He has a 5.40 ERA in Fenway Park this year at home. He is due for some positive regression. When you look at his advanced metrics and all that, he does do well at getting some ground balls, but he's still not as good as Kyle Bradish. I mean, there's just no way. So lately, he's just kind of been okay, just meh, whatever. So in this game, we have the better starting pitcher. We have the better bullpen with Baltimore, the slightly better offense with Baltimore, and we're getting minus 118 to win a game. I like the Orioles. They're probably going to screw me again. You can fade me if you want, but they owe me. That is for sure. So give me the Orioles money line as my second best bet. Let's move on to game number 3. All right, game number 3 takes us out to San Francisco, California. I got 2 fun facts. You know I do. First one, they are the second most densely populated city in the U.S., which isn't a surprise because there are a crap ton of people there. And then maybe my favorite one of the day, the fortune cookie was invented here in San Francisco. That is good stuff, guys. All right, Giants hosting the Rockies. Giants money line minus 205. Rockies money line plus 170. Over under of 8.5 runs. Best bet in this game has nothing to do with what I just said. It is a player prop. We are riding the lefty, the youngster, Kyle Harrison, over 6.5 Ks. That's right. Let me tell you a little bit about Harrison. He has only pitched 3 games. He is a young top prospect for this Giants team. In those 3 games, he faced the Padres, who were 15th highest K percentage versus lefties, and he had 5 strikeouts. Then he faced the Reds, who were the 6th highest strikeout percentage versus lefties, and he struck out 11 of them. That's right. And then the Phillies are 20th, and he struck out 5. So the only team he really faced that strikes out a ton is the Reds, and he struck out 11 of them. And that was also his only home start, and he will be at home in this one. Now, that's only 3 games. So let's talk about some minor league numbers. I was blown away by what I found. Let's listen to this. 279.1 innings pitched, right? 452 strikeouts, 14 Ks per 9 innings in his 3 minor league seasons. This guy just misses a ton of bats, and boy, oh boy, do the Rockies love to miss the baseball. They have the 8th highest strikeout percentage versus lefties in the last 30 days, 24.8%. When they leave Coors Field, it goes up even higher. They strike out at 27.7% clip versus lefties on the road. I think Harrison gets 8 or 9 or more in this game. I'm going to be honest with you. So 6.5 is a gift. Give me Kyle Harrison over 6.5 Ks is my final best bet. And now it is time. It's been too long, 2 weeks since the last one. Friday parlay, baby. All right, it's time. Let's get a freaking winner for the Friday parlay. I got a 4-legger for you at plus 326. Here we go. Dodgers money line. Senga over 6.5 Ks. Under 11.5 in the Rockies and Giants, and over 7 in the Royals and Blue Jays. Those last 2 are alt lines. Here we go. I'm just going to mention a few things about each one. Otherwise, I could be here forever talking about each leg. Here we go. Dodgers money line. They crush lefties. They're facing Mackenzie Gore. I think Sheehan is plenty good enough for them to beat Washington. I also think the Dodgers will cover the 1.5 line, but I'll just take the Dodgers money line. Much better team. We all know that. Next one, Kodai Senga over 6.5 Ks. This might be the riskiest one, but I still love it, to be honest with you. Great matchup. Oh, man, is this a good matchup against the Twins. We already talked about it. 4th highest K percentage versus righties and 26% rate. Kodai Senga strikes out a ton of guys. In his last 2 games, he has double-digit Ks, 10 and 12, versus 2 teams that have about similar K percentage as the Twins in the top 5. So this is a great matchup. All we need is 7. We're not asking him to do double digits again. We just need 7. So I like Senga. Next one, alt line under 11.5 Rockies and Giants game. First of all, it's in San Francisco at night. We all know not a lot of runs are scored at that time. But I already talked about Kyle Harrison. He's just a good pitcher in general. He's going to miss a lot of bats. He's going to strike out a lot of Rockies. This Rockies team is just absolutely awful. They are dead last versus lefties. That's right, dead last in the last 30 days. And then Ty Block, I have a lot of bets in this game, if you can't tell. But Ty Block, I think he's going to go over 14.5 outs for a reason. The Giants are below average against righties. The Giants' offense in general just has not been hitting the ball very well. So I don't see any way this game gets to 12 or more runs. Plus, on Ballpark Pal, there's a minus 27% for home runs hit based on the weather and everything else. So I love the other under 11.5. I think the original line is 8.5, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe 9.5. But I'm going to take under 11.5. And the final leg, over 7 in the Royals and Blue Jays. Alt line, I think it's at about 9 right now for this game. So I took it down to 7. It's a bullpen game for the Royals. I mean, enough said, right? I mean, the Blue Jays, they've been known to screw people over, but they got to be able to score off this Royals bullpen. The Blue Jays have picked it up a little bit, hitting the baseball like they should have been all year. And then Kikuchi, the lefty for the Blue Jays, 9 earned runs given up in the last 15.1 innings. He's been okay. He's nothing special. 2 below average bullpens. The Royals are a really bad bullpen. So I would be shocked if these 2 teams do not get at least to 7 to push, but I expect 8 or more runs in this game. So that's my Friday parlay at plus 326. Man, oh man, do we need a freaking winner. Let's just get a nice 4-0 sweep and just be rocking into the weekend. So there we are. Let's check out the bets recap page. There it is. Kirby under 1.5 walks and block over 14.5 outs at plus 118. And then we got the Orioles money line. Good Lord, don't screw me over again. Minus 118. Then the lefty, Kyle Harrison for the Giants, over 6.5 Ks at minus 126 on FanDuel. And I think that line on DraftKings was like minus 135, 140. So it might be climbing on some books. The Friday parlay plus 326. We just went over it. Dodgers, Senga over 7 in the Royals, Blue Jays under 11.5 in the Rockies and Giants. That wraps up another week of MLB baseball research and betting. It's been a lot of fun. We just need some more freaking winners. But you guys have been awesome. I appreciate you guys making this journey a ton of fun in our first season. We're only like a few weeks away from MLB playoffs. That's pretty awesome. So, just a reminder again, NFL player props video will be out very early Saturday morning. It's going to be a ton of fun to talk some football. Sunday is a day that I can't wait. Hopefully, my kids and wife just let me watch some football day and just enjoy the day. So, anyways, that's what we got. Please leave a comment below. Subscribe if you're new to the channel so we can hit our first 6,000 subscribers. And you got to smash that like button. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you later.